So first one up here, Cheesecake Factory, number one. Forward P on the stock is about 11 right now. They're going through extraordinary EPS growth on a year-over-year basis. Obviously, that's not sustainable, right? 72%. Their EPS was up year over year. On 4% revenue growth, that's not sustainable. But nonetheless, when you're at a forward P of 11, all they have to do is just have a few percentage points of EPS growth, and this stock can be a huge winner. Very nice dividend yield on this one, 3.3%. In regards to Cheesecake Factory, stock's done very bad the past 5 years, right? Down 40%. Why is this? Well, one, restaurants were shut down during Rona, right? That was a significant hit to their business. Two, they got hit by massive amounts of inflation. Inflation in the restaurant industry is one of the hardest hit industries. The reason being is you got all your raw materials, plus you have wage inflation, right? And also the consumers hit all simultaneously, so it's kind of a really, really bad scenario. But with that being said, let me drop a little gem for you guys out there, because a lot of people think, okay, if a stock did bad over the past 5 years, it's due to, it means it's a bad stock. It's not going to do well over the next 5 years. Cheesecake Factory is a very cyclical stock. All stocks are a little cyclical, to be honest. They have big ups and big downs. But Cheesecake Factory is one of the most cyclical stocks I've ever seen in terms of having some unbelievable 5-year spans and horrible 5-year spans. Get ready to see something absolutely shocking. And remember, this stock's down 40% over the past 5 years, okay? So if we take it back to kind of like 2012 through 2016, the stock was up 128%, right? So this stock was high flying. It was doing amazing as far as the stock price goes, right? And you could have thought, okay, the stock's doing so amazing, such an amazing stock, I need to buy it, right? All to get down 40% over the past several years now at this point in time, right? Now, you go back 5 years pretty much prior to that, right? Look at 2009 through 2014. The stock returned over 500%. Over 500 flip and flapjack and percent. That's incredible performance, right? For a stock like Cheesecake Factory. So you might, geez, during this span, you thought this was the greatest stock in the creation of mankind, right? Let's back it up another 5 years. Well, from 2004 through 2009, the stock fell nearly 70%, right? Nearly 70%. But what about the previous 5 years? Well, it was doing amazing that previous 5 years. This is kind of like 99, 2000-ish through 2004. Stock was up 378%. So if you're always basing everything off of, well, it did great over this 5 years, it's going to do great over the next 5 years, or just because it did bad over the last 5 years, it means it's going to do bad over the next 5 years. That's not how it works. It all comes down to the business model and the valuation you're paying. And right now, Cheesecake Factory has an unbelievable business model. Inflation's going away. It's not fully gone, but it's definitely going away now at this point in time. And we're talking about a company that has a forward P of 11 on this stock. So the upside is pretty darn amazing in Cheesecake Factory, and this is a very undervalued stock. This is a stock that's trading on sale right now, okay? Worst stock I own here as a percentage basis is CMG, Chipotle options. I have one Chipotle option. It's a put option. This is a hedge position for me. So whenever I do hedge positions, my plan is to lose money. If I make money, then it usually means the market went really bad. As far as Chipotle as a hedge, it's a burrito chain, obviously. We all know it, right? They've obviously gone up a lot on price over the last couple of years on their customers. It's hard to get out Chipotle under $10. You used to be, you could get a burrito there $5, $6, maybe $7. You can't get out of there under $10 now for just a basic burrito from Chipotle, right? Never mind, you add a few fixins, this and that, and some guac and whatever. Next thing you know, you're $15, $20 deep for Chipotle burrito, right? And so the interesting dynamic is if we have any sort of recession, unemployment goes up, I think Chipotle numbers are going to get hit pretty hard. And when it comes to, because people will trade down, instead of spending $10, $12, $14 on a burrito, they'll go to Taco Bell where they can spend $5, right? $4, something like that. And so that's a dynamic that if the economy got worse, like Chipotle's benefited from super low unemployment for a long time. And the problem with Chipotle really is valuation. They trade like they're a tech company. Like you look at the valuation of Chipotle, they trade like they're a tech company. And so if that growth rate gets hit at all, they're going to get crushed like a souffle, as Elon Musk would put it, okay? And so that's where things get really interesting with Chipotle. And so it's just a hedge opportunity for me, but it's so far, it's not going well, which is fine with me. Now, this isn't very realistic, but let's say the job opening number came in as 0, or let's just say 4 billion or 5 million or something like that. I can tell you the stock market would have absolutely crashed today. It would have been an epic, colossal crash here today. You may say, well, why? That would have been, economy. getting worse, like wouldn't that be seen as a good thing, right? No, not that level, because we're trying to play a high level game of chess here, where we want things to deteriorate, we want things to get worse, but we don't want it to become a disaster. That's where the market's trying to avoid right now. It's trying to avoid too good of an economy. If this number would have came in at 9.7 million, the market would have crashed today. Do you know why? Well, because that would have meant inflation expectations are going to go higher than ever, which means Fed funds rate is likely going to go way higher, and we're not even close to being at the top yet. And I can tell you, if that happened, the market would have been freaking out today. So a result like this is the best case scenario that could have happened for the market. At the end of the day, like if this number came in way too low, the market would have crashed. If it came in way too high, the market would have crashed. We need to see slow deterioration. Remember what the market's aiming for. The market's aiming for the soft landing. Okay, you've probably heard the term a million times. This is what the market wants. A situation where all the economic numbers deteriorate, right? We slowly get inflation out of the system, month after month after month, right? And ultimately, we're able to set the economy up so it can keep trucking along. We don't see unemployment skyrocket in any way. Maybe it goes up a little bit. Maybe we go to 4% or so, but we don't see any sort of disaster. We don't see a banking collapse. We just see this kind of soft landing scenario where everything gets a little worse, but not too bad. Okay, and it's not an easy thing to pull off, right? Some would say it's threading a needle in this situation. If we didn't have a soft landing, that means there's a lot of devastation obviously coming to the stock market, right? Mattel. Now this stock is a little bit of a confusing one. It doesn't look like the greatest deal in the world, 4P of 19, which is roughly in line with the market as far as where the market's trading at. The numbers were really bad the last several quarters for this company, but what happened with Mattel is they just went through a game changer in their business model. This company just launched the 17th best grossing film in history in Barbie. The 17th best grossing in history. That's absolutely incredible, right? And I mean, it's still in a lot of theaters, so we'll see where finishes out at when all the numbers are set and done. So we got a company in Mattel here that just changed the game for themselves, and they're going to be able to make many other successful movies in the future. I don't know if they'll always produce, a top 20 best-selling film in the history of films. I don't know about that, but this company definitely has a DNA to create other successful films. And when they create these films, they can make money off those, obviously, several different ways. Obviously, licensing is massive. Toy sales, massive for this company, right? There's so many, when you go down the rabbit hole of how many different ways this company can make money, it's extraordinary when it comes to Mattel. So it doesn't look like, oh, this is the best deal ever. It's like, it kind of looks like a sleepy one, but it's a sneaky kind of stock that's on sale in my personal opinion. This stock should be $30+ right now, in my personal opinion. I don't think the stock price has reflected the realities of how big the film was and how much of a success it really was. Okay,